simple play from mousesports. Most teams do favor towards the inside bomb side. That's where the bomb's heading for now. It's going to be the back of Rops. And he could be heading towards Pop Dog. He's there very quickly indeed. So an outside split looking likely at this point. And players towards Olaf Meister as well. Here we go. Karrigan opening things up.
Nico's going to follow that. Good entrance, though, from Oscar. That's the position you need to take over on pistols. You need something toward the quad position. Unfortunately, he goes down. Rops. He's up against the Rops. 1 versus 4. He's tagged already onto 68. Doesn't anticipate Rain to be on his right as he tries to rush over to B instead. No bomb plant coming through. FaZe Clan go up 1-0.
A bit of an underwhelming pistol there, wasn't it? No plant coming in. Only that one smoke as well. Obviously going for the very fast approach. As I mentioned, most teams do favor towards the inside bomb site. Maybe they're kind of preempting that FaZe have maybe stack 3 players in towards that area. They can get a fast plant and have an outside retake in their favor, but this didn't get going whatsoever. 2 frags for Nico and Karrigan as well. So much USP accuracy coming in bucket loads, but we're coming to round number 2 here. No bomb planted, but no real force buy here. Rops has got body armor and deagle. Similar story for Lau with the P250, but everyone else quite a conservative buy. It's difficult to get the bomb down on mouse for T side on the second round of training because you don't really get the utility. You get the head armor and deagle, sure, but you can't really do much of that. So just opting for a weaker buy here. They got the flashbang and a Glock as well. Set shot coming in. Rops goes down to 3 HP.
Big old Gooch. Goosh through the wall. Need. Oh, Oscar stares at it smartly. If you stare at an HE, for whatever reason, does less damage. But without the armor, goes down to 42 anyway. Certainly limiting mousesports' entry.
Yeah. You'd feel like Rops would give up his deagle this one, considering he's got 3 HP. Give it a allow perhaps, but still wants to try and find the opening. I guess if you don't get the 1 dig, you're dead anyway, so you give it a go. Can't find it. Rain takes it down. Did not hit the shot. 5 on 4. Lots of damage being inflicted, but okay, Lau does find 1 back. He gets Nico, but Karrigan strikes back straight away. It's going to be a 4 on 3 now. Rain on 1 HP somehow. And he's dropping as well. This could get dangerous.
I was going to say, Karrigan has to be very careful. He just got dinked as well on entry because he was looking left as Dennis slipped in. Got the kill no less, but as you mentioned, this is very dangerous. Oscar still in it, P250, 14 HP. It's Chris J with bomb and deagle heading toward B that becomes the factor. B is covered, but only by that of the single HP on Rain. It's Kiyoshima that has to be the money man. Oh, running in though, Rain, that's too easy, especially where he's so low on HP. 9 seconds, bomb down. Oscar's going to try and push back. Rain just needs to stay alive, stay in a better position. Bomb cannot be planted, so round over, and with 1 HP, he finds his 2nd kill.
Yeah, Oscar just wanted to die then. It might sound weird for new viewers, but if he goes down after that timer expires, he gets no money into this round, and he needs money. He's the AWPer. He needs to be farming cash, so he's happy to die at that point. Rain happy to get the kills as well. He doesn't want to delay anything. He's got 1 HP. He wants to make sure he just stays alive. Gets an extra $600 for that kill as well. And it will be 2-0 for FaZe Clan. A little bit dicey, I have to say. But mousesports not getting a bomb down those 2 rounds. He's a fully coat, comes into number 3 here. Some P250s, 2 of those, no nades, no armor, of course. And we'll just probably be just grouping up, trying to get a refrag. I'd say just rush inside at this point, just try and get the bomb down any way you can. That's the most likely area to get it done. There's normally 2 players towards inside. If you kill one of them, there's a chance you get that plant in. They won't be rushing it, slowing things down, but there's a bit of inside presence now from the CT. You can see Kiyoshima on the upper platform there. He will be the danger man. His teammate with HE out as well. Those nades can do a lot of damage. There they are.
Surprisingly oversteps the mark slightly and only hits Lowell with the 2nd one better. As Alu gets 2. They walk down in toward him. Molotov tick tells Keo that Dennis is entering. No reposition. Find Lowell on entry. Chris J. Manages 1 kill at the very least, but Nico quickly covers that off, so they lose 2. They'll reinvest ever so slightly, but guns to come up this time for mousesports. No bomb plant on any of the 3 rounds, but due to the save, Chris J, he's able to bring out an AWP that goes straight over to Oscar.
Yeah, to be fair, just 2 P250s and a couple of Glocks as well. They actually kept FaZe Clan pretty modest. 2 kills wasn't too bad. Kiyoshima down to $600 as well, dying a few times. Ali purchases the AWP as well. That's what I said would be the interesting battle. Now, Ali's got a decent spawn as well. Could go towards Ivy, go potentially a little bit aggressive here. I doubt it on the first gun round. We'll see what he decides to do. Round number 4 here, just looking towards main entrance. Looking for anyone to push that aforementioned all-off position. Very default round from mousesports here. Dennis and Oscar investigating the Ivy position with the AWP. Rob's holding towards the Pop Dog area. And just seeing if there's any CT aggression. CT aggression is actually very prevalent on the first gun round. As you know, the terrorists might have limited utility. You've got residual SMGs or FAMASs, for example. You want to try and push in, get that first frag, and use that lesser weaponry to your advantage. But it seems to be very quiet so far as we hit the 1 minute 15 mark.
Variation of the run boost in that they did it from more of a distance so that Oscar, as he was descending from the apex, could actually look down the tunnel and get position with the AWP. Now they're going to go for a boost on server, which Kerrigan has no read against due to the smoke. Very clever. Chris J's found Rain as well, so they've opened up some access to the site from both Ivy and A-Main. They're going to work in from Pop Dog as well. Three-pronged approach, but Alu doesn't care how many prongs there is. He's still going to fork them up as Lowell does respond at least with the trade immediately. Oscar takes down Nico right away. Kio's going to save this.
Yeah, not really much he can do with this situation. Nice work there from Oscar. A couple of frags with the AWP. Here's Shima in towards CT spawn, hoping someone pushes into his crosshair and he can find that opening frag, but not going to be happening just yet. The bomb replanted, that suggests the round is over now. No kit, no nades to work with. He's going to have a decent position in towards CT steps. Maybe they'll find a kill or two, but that gives him away. And now, operation just to try and stay alive the best he can. Money won't be fantastic. As I said, just a couple of kills they got with the Glocks and the PT-50s in previous rounds have kept FaZe pretty modest here. Kishima finds Dennis, and every kill they lose as well is actually pretty valuable for the FaZe side.
I stand corrected, by the way. I knew there was another one on the list. Kierby was the third added teenage winner. It was JW and the White Death, as wrote me himself, Bialy won with Virtus Pro in Katowice. He was still a young bloke. I'm sorry, Bialy. I forgot about you.
So we're saying 3 now.
There was 3 teenage winners.
Is that confirmed? Or
that is definitely confirmed. I remember the tweet having 3 names in it. That's the 3 names.
Well, there we go. Bialy, congratulations. Round number 5. Round number 5, mousesports picking their first one off the back of the nice picks from Oscar. As I said, FaZe will be limited to going to round number 5 here. 5-7's Kiyoshima, Alu, Deagle as well. Nico's got the AWP, surprising enough. I think that'll be thrown over to Alu, but Nico's certainly a professional AWPer in his own right. He'll be heading towards Ivy this time. Flashbang comes in, takes the shot, gives it away. And he's got the AWP at least, and he'll have to reposition now. That's what most AWPers do. And Chris J finding the first pick, takes down Rain. That will suggest they can slow right down now. Don't have to do anything. Wait for the reaction from the CTs, especially when they've only got these pistols as well. See if anyone walks into their crosses there. We'll be investigating towards Ivy here. Maybe an overcommitment, but Oscar, he doesn't care. Finds the first shot, Nico striking back.
With authority. Close range. The primary AWP wins the battle. Oscar takes Nico down at Ivy. Chris onto Alu means that Romps can walk in with bomb. It's down to Kiyoshima again this time. No sense to save. It's just a 5-7 armor as well, but better to try and get an exit, pick up a gun, or at least do economic damage where available or applicable. Chris is going to watch the inside of the smoke to make sure that there's no one pushing around it. Kiyoshima is going to try and cleverly wait the smoke to dissolve and give him an angle. He may have actually just gone by when Chris wasn't able to see into the corner. No kit, no ninja. We won't give that an idea.
No, especially not at this point as well. But another nice round there from mousesports. Taking down the AWP, Sad Ali battling, making sure they get the refrags as well. Chris J with 2, Oscar with 2 once again. That AWP, he's having a great game so far. The rounds they're winning, he's finding the opening frags. And that's what you want from your AWP star as well. He has those games where he drops off significantly, but this doesn't seem to be the case so far. Looking quite confident with himself. There he is on the screen with Nico as well. I should take him down. This could be 3-2. It has to be Nico here for FaZe. So what's the play? Kiyoshima saves his 5-7 on body armor, but his teammates can't really join him with that sort of investment. They're currently at the 2nd stage loss bonus, meaning they get $1,900 per player, which is pretty much all they've got to work with here. Here's Oscar taking down Nico. That's a very nice close-range shot. Risky, but confident, I have to say. Nothing purchased apart from the saved weapon. One flashbang for Kyo. Stacking towards outside. He'll be by himself towards inner. Can't imagine a world where mousesports give this round away, considering they're up against the default USPs, but we'll see. Stranger things have happened. AK's holding up in the default for now. Waiting for that first pick to come in, taking considerable damage, and Nico somehow out-duels Dennis. How does he get taken down at that range by the USP?
Well, ask not why. But what does it affect? Molotov, oh, Lowell got it. I thought the Molotov actually hit immediately and killed.
The kill.
Yeah, I was like, what was that? But it's actually from Pop Dog that Lowell got the shot on top of the train. Brings it level. Still a good position for Alu. They didn't anticipate 2 to be up. Surprised Level actually didn't see it when he peeked out the first time. He must have just saw it at the backside of the further behind player. Never went far enough to see both. But Rain inside of the smoke wants to deny plant. That's all he's hoping to get. Level oversteps. Oh, he dinks him but can't get the final kill with the USP against Armor. If he'd found that, picked up the gun, it may have been a better situation than trying to just deny the plant in a futile attempt to win the round. But it goes 3-3. Good response from mousesports.
Yeah, not too bad at all. Let's actually give you 3 rounds in a row. Looking very confident at this point as well. No AWP available for FaZe still. That's a big problem for them. No kits from what I can see either. Alu can just about buy one, but he wants to keep his money a bit stronger. It's $400 to bring one of those diffuse kits out. So the final buy comes in. No head armor, not a huge deal against the AKs. No incendiaries, that's actually quite a bit of an issue. No diffuse kits as well. I'm a little bit worried for FaZe. I'd say you want to be bringing one of those rounds when you push towards lower ramp, investigate towards Ivy, trying to get the first frag in your favor. They won't be able to hold off a full default here. Maybe not even execution. This is looking much faster. Look at Oscar. At a main entrance already and finds a shot but can't quite land it.
Sprayed out from Rain. Gets 2, but Oscar, he's going to get the access to hell because they got 1 kill back by Dennis. That opens it up. Kerrigan could swing back around and catch him off, but Dennis stops the possibility, denies it with a few shots from the AK that scare and deter Kerrigan from doing so. He also picks up the bomb in the process. But watch the push right now at Ivy. Nico's already gone up to T-spawn. If that bomb even falls back, it's done for. Better kill there for that he finds Kerrigan because it gives them more room to work.
Yeah, Nico, he's so good in this position. We've seen so many highlight clips of him at the M4 at the main entrance, trying to shut down, deny the plan here. 1 minute remaining. Oscar finding his teammates. Can Nico do anything with this?
Unfortunately, his teammates go down. He was in a perfect position, but now he has to clutch from it. Sprays in. Oh, awkward. Took forever, an eternity. He was going to get a quick reload in. Thinks better of it and goes back over to the nade. Tagged up, 31. Spots up exactly where Rops is playing from his Alu. Follows in, but Rops, he's got the first kill already. Flash bounces off the E-box and goes backwards, but it forces Alu to turn, and he picks the round. 4 in a row for mousesports.
I told you Rops would be delivering this game. Looking very confident once again. Up against some of the world's best there. Out-dueling Nico with the AK-47 as well. And knew what he had to do to win that round as he finishes it off towards the outside bomb side there. Nothing the CT could do. As we said, that was going to be a rough round for them generally. 5 M4s, no kids, limited with the utility. Rain did a very good job there to find 2 frags at the start. Nico flanked, just didn't seem crisp enough. Not the aim we're used to seeing from him. And Alu out-dueled there. The flashbang wasn't great from Robson. It almost worked in his favor. You can see Alu looked a bit discombobulated there. But 4-3 now, 4 in a row from mousesports as they take the lead. 5-7s, P250s. And Nico once again trying to push towards Ivy. Won't be shut down just yet as he falls back. Another default round from mousesports here. Nothing really invested by FaZe Clan. Now finds the first pick, takes down Rain. Now they can slow things right down. A nice early pick like that, that's as good as it gets. You just think, right. We know they're on pistols. They haven't got much to work with here. Kerrigan, he says no apparently. I'm not sure why Lau's doing that. By himself, gives a rifle away for free. No need for it whatsoever.
Push through to upper for the AK, and the AWP to lower on entry, which is to watch the connector. Kiyoshima surprises Rops. It could have gotten worse than that, but Chris was timely. So then for a strike, take back the player that would have easily swung out and taken the AWP as well in Kiyoshima. Kerrigan responds with 1, forces back the bomb. They'll go for the plant with Chris on high still. The bomb is not in the standard default, which means the Molotovs can't be bounced. Good win for Chris. It's on the inside of the train. The door does not put the flames in that position as Alu slips up, but only the pistol. No armor, no kit. Chris swaps back out. It's now 5 in a row for mousesports.
The key thing is in those situations as well, Lau needs to be very careful. It's all about refrag potential when you're up against the pistols, right? The 5.7s, the P250s in CSGO, very powerful. If you're walking into the key choke points like Pop Dog, you better make sure you've got someone with you to get that refrag coming in, as it can fall apart very quickly indeed. Lau gives a rifle away to the likes of Kerrigan as well, rotates towards inner. If you potentially give that to someone like Rain or Nico, you could lose that round. Luckily, it wasn't one of their hottest fraggers. It was Kerrigan. He takes 1 down, and they get away with it just about. 5-3. He's going to have another buy here. Money's starting to stabilize. You have the AWP out once again as they hit maximum loss bonus. Round number 9. 5-3 is the scoreline in favor of Mouse.
So Rops to the upper position this time on the AK.
This is where he's so good. I said his confidence is so key here. Just watch this play. He'll walk in and find headshots all day long.
Lowell's directly behind him as well, so there's a trade. That's an easy shot. Doesn't go for the tap spray. Instead, Nico gets him in return. But I don't know that Nico would have spotted Lowell. He certainly will know with the Molotov being thrown. And gets himself in a better position. Flash high. Tap of the bomb coming in behind him from Chris J. Manages to put it down, drop in. Does he just spray it? Does he just go for the tanker hold? Because Nico's slipping up. A jump. Lowell's not going to hear it. He slips in behind, but he's below. He's looking above his head. The positioning of Lowell prevails, and he finds Kerrigan as well. It's down to Alu. 1 versus 3. WP missing a first shot. Just going to easily give him up to Dennis. And his teammates know it. They're not going to repeat. He easily walks in to take him down. 6 now for mousesports against FaZe Clan on Train.
Yeah, CT side as well.
They said on the desk that they've played it a few times. They've got wins recently against Godsent. I can't remember the second one was. Don't quote me on it. But it going against FaZe is a whole different beast. Well, right now they're controlling it.
That was the round I was waiting for. There's one of those looser calls where Rob says, I want to walk into the inside bomb site. It's a position where you'll commonly find one CT waiting by himself as well. Once you've ascertained that information, you've showed enough presence outside in the earlier stages of the half. Go towards inner, walk out upper ramp. It's a very uncommon play, but players like Rob's, great aimers, very confident, walk in, find that first headshot, and it's a complete nightmare for the CTs to deal with then. Molotov's already dropped towards connector, smokes deployed, bombs going down, and it's really difficult to contain, and this was the key play from Lowell as well. Missed a couple of shots in the first entry, but then makes up for it there. Nico and Kerrigan going down, that's round over. And just to note as well, you can see on the minimap at the top left there, Dennis came all the way from Ivy, the long con. It could have been a bit of a blunder, but actually times it to perfection, gets the final kill. We go to round number 10. This has to be a partial buy from FaZe. Like we said, maximum loss bonus. After going 3-0 up, they've lost 6 rounds in a row, so they get $3,400 per player.
I love this. I love that boost.
And it gets the first kill. That's a scout player as well.
Double boost off pallet. Spots the ladder. There's nothing the CT player climbing it can do. Wouldn't have expected it. Missed timing, though, as Rain pops in, takes down Chris, who, by the way, is the cousin of Spun. You get it?
No.
Spun J. Don't worry about it. Just like to throw that fire one in every now and then. Keo, top of the blue train. It's fine. It's early in the morning. Deagle inside of the site for Kiyoshima, though, as they go back that direction. They nearly got called off, as I was mentioning, by Rain pushing through, but Rops is able to catch off Kerrigan. That'll allow another bomb plant. Max loss bonus will still be in effect. Ali's going to try and flank in behind, but Rops ready for that as well, and he continues to be on good form as he now finds himself at 8-5, 9-5 for Oscar. The same for Lowell. Everyone really firing. In fact, 9 for Chris as well.
Indeed. Having a very impressive performance from mousesports so far. This is a 0-1 game as well. FaZe going down 0-2. That's a real possibility right now, because from the CT side, but they haven't lost the half just yet. Still early days. We won't get too carried away. Alu on the AWP now, as expected. Kerrigan bringing it out as well. As we go into round number 11. So far, so good for mousesports. They haven't given away a single gun round as of yet. Calls have been pitch perfect as we see another fast play towards outside, I think. Towards Pop Dog, 3 players committing, but Nico and Alu fighting back this time.
Good shot, Oscar. It's the only entry as Rain shuts him down. It's suddenly all on to Dennis. Finds the first and the second quick enough that he's got a chance in it. He's got to get toward the ball behind the E-Box, but they've given him the room to do so. Oh, Molotov out. Alu is low. A wrong time to peek with the nade, especially where you can throw it over the object, to be fair. That gives FaZe their first round in 6. Thankfully, they carry over both AWPs because they lost 3 players.
Much better there from FaZe. The double AWP setup prevails. Kerrigan and Aloe doing some work there. Rain, especially the M4A4 as well. mousesports trying to dictate the pace of the game. They've had some very slow rounds, some execute-based plays, some fakes going on. This time, full outside rush, trying to work out what sort of weaponry FaZe have. Now they know it's a double AWP setup. They'll probably be more cautious and actually deploy the full execution to take those AWPs out of the equation. We'll see if that comes in. Number 12 here, scoreline 7-4. Towards inside we go, and Kiyoshima by himself as usual. Hasn't had the most exciting game so far. Is a very good inside player. Using the incendiaries to deny any sort of rush, and Nico, of course, pushing Ivy with the M4. Quite the audacious play, but never got the plan to do it. Apparently it's not him as he gets taken down by Dennis. Down to 9 HP, gets dinked in the process, but that's a great pickup. You take a player down, Nico down, you can slow the game right down at this point. Just work out what's the next play. CTs have to react. We know they've got double AWPs as well. We've still got our utility. This is looking very promising.
And that's one thing that the FaZe do not have after resetting the bonus. They've got 2 smokes left to work with in terms of long-term delay, and then 1 incendiary to shut them down beyond that. Alu does have an op, though, and he's got vision at Ivy. Dennis is low enough that he could be sacrificial, but they're going to send Oscar instead. Last time they run boost him across. Oh, missed shot, Alu. He's been missing a few. He missed a few yesterday as well. Those are costly, especially when you're already down a man and don't have the utility to play with. You need to shut them down immediately.
Yeah, he hasn't looked his best so far, but see if he can recover here. Stays alive for now. It goes down to 49 HP. They've shown presence at Ivy and pushed Alu back as well. So what's the play here? Leaving Dennis towards that position. Lowell and Robs are investigating towards inside, deploying some smokes at this point as well. Trying to, like we said, deny those orbs. As the smokes go in, they could go for an outside play here. Oscar pushing the charge up to Carrigan now. See if he can find the next pick.
Chris J all over top of Carrigan, but spotted out instead by Rain. Plays from Z connector. Keo's going to try and work down ladder, but Rops waits for him. That causes problems because they were relying on him to catch off the players working in. And Carrigan gets passed by Oscar. He goes directly beside him as Carrigan pulls back, though. He finds the AWP. 2 seconds left, and already Rain is running. They'll find his second round in a row as we go 7-5. Something to get excited about, but not enough to be elated. They've got to stay focused and continue to pull this back.
They're only keeping 1 or 2 players alive in the rounds they're winning as well. mousesports have got money in bucket loads here, so they're absolutely fine. They can keep buying. They keep applying the pressure as well. They know that they're round to win. They managed to slightly give it away there. Carrigan pushing through the smoke. He actually bumped into Oscar a few times. I thought Oscar was aware as well. He turns around, spams his Tech 9, speculatively, I guess, but we go into round number 13, and that AWP is not saved over. They get a scout instead for Alu. He hasn't been hitting shots with the AWP. What chance he got with the scout at this point? 7-5 now. This would be a disaster if FaZe lost this one. It would be a double reset for sure. And at the closing sectors, that's a nightmare. mousesports looking to win the half, potentially the game.
This is the peak, again, that they've been doing, intentionally throwing Oscar, if you will, in a way that he drops to see what's on the other side with the AWP instead of baiting out his shot. Didn't spot Carrigan, but still found the angle as Carrigan was shoulder peeking it. It's been a back and forth affair, I think, at Ivy, but mousesports seem to come out better for it most often.
Yeah, I would say that's absolutely true. Recovering. I think they're throwing the scout away. I'm not sure where that's gone. I think Alu's just, okay, upgraded to an M4. That makes sense. And now towards Ivy we go. 3 players there. 2 towards inside as well. This is the backtrack play as well. We like this tactic. Nico's fighting back somewhat, but it's smoked off. Probably won't get more than 1. The CT spawn player has to step up there as Kiyoshima can't get anything going. Dennis has been hitting some decent shots so far. Oscar chimes in as well. That should be the round, but Rain's still there in the connector.
Connector's about as perfect a position as you'd like right now because Oscar does have bomb towards CT.
Smokes off though.
He is smoked off, but he's still going close side to it rather than, okay, gets inside the train. I was going to say the far side. And he'll make it up for the plant. Rain now knows it. No kit. Great awareness as well, by the way, on Oscar to turn back and catch Nico, who'd already sprayed down 1 player, Dennis, I believe it was, through the smoke. Actually, take that back. I think it was Chris J. And then pushed it. Had they not done that, had Keo even slowed them slightly more, he might have been able to get a double to make up for Keo's miss. But they read it. Rain runs, grabs an AK on the way out, swaps over from an M4, and he'll just do his best to save, head toward T-spawn. Lowell's not going to beat him there, though, so he's going to have to go dumpster.
Might get dumpstered here. Unfortunately, gets taken down. Lowell finds him, and that's one of my favorite strategies on train on the T side. We don't really see it enough, I think. I think it's so fantastic to work with. FaZe will call a timeout, but that just to break that down a little bit, the fact is you go for that first pick, which they get amazingly well. They know the money's low as well. Smoking towards the right-hand side of Ivy instead of the left. Instead of focusing towards that outside area, they're going towards CT spawn, the backtracks we call it, and they've got 2 players waiting towards the lower ramp as well, applying pressure, knowing Kiyoshima is going to be there by himself, and how can he defend that? He rotates his CT spawn, he goes to that battle, but Dennis blows his head off, and that's the round done for. Rain did what he could, but stuck in the connector, smoked out, 3 versus 1. And now FaZe, I said they had the double eco there, so they're going to have a chance, but they're going all in. That's the other option as well. You either just take a full eco here and try and buy it for the next round, or you try and do what you can with these pistols. They've taken the timeout, 5.7s, P250, CZs, a little bit of utility, mainly HEs. I would speculate right now, Matt, they throw 4 HE grenades at the main entrance right now. They're going to dump those and try and get a pick. I would say that's almost guaranteed. We'll have a look. Follow those HE grenades. There they go, 3 of them in towards main entrance. Oh, nice shots, cameraman. I like that. No damage inflicted though, unfortunately.
Better than the 4th of July fireworks, some might say.
Yeah, quite possibly. Do you have any fireworks in Canada Day?
Yeah, we do, usually. I wasn't there.
I know.
This year was the 150th, so it was rather big. No wait, though. Patience for mousesports. Oscar just hoping someone's inside of him. He's put about a body width between each shot, so no matter where they were standing, he might catch one off. They are slowly going in that direction. As you said, all in from FaZe. Dennis starts the entry point. Good shot, Nico. Headshot on the P250. No one to trade it. Gun is down. It's tempting. Chris is going to try and hold it. They push in, both walk in, and somehow get away with it. On top of that, Rain's found a kill on Lowell, so we're not out of the woods just yet, as Oscar's suddenly in a 1 versus 3. AWP, the all-in play might work. He will limit them back with a Molotov. 2 players from Pop Dog, but Rain goes directly through it. Rain versus the Flames. Doesn't quite douse them, but still gets the kill.
Yeah, good round there from FaZe. And once again, mousesports losing kills with those pistols without refrag potential. See LMBT doesn't look too happy about that situation. Almost a facepalm there. Lads, he knew they had nothing. They had no money to work with. Where was the defaults? He was so good at them before. Overextending that. It's a really poor call, I'll have to say, from mousesports generally, but nice work from FaZe. That's actually limited mousesports somewhat going to the final round of the first half here. It's 8-6 current scoreline. A victory for mousesports on the T half so far, but getting 9 would be amazing. Orb comes out, but only a Tech 9 for Dennis. Similar story for Rops on the SMG. A full buy for FaZe. They've recovered. That can be an absolute disaster, but the gamble pays off with that investment. The 5.7s and PT50s. Now it's up to Kiyoshima. Pushing up a ramp here. Can hear footsteps on the other side. Decides to fall back. Obviously, not the greatest of half here for FaZe. Remember, they won the pistol as well, Matt. They got the 3-0. They've only got 6 rounds so far on the CT side.
Not something you see from FaZe commonly. And for a team that's been building for years, you could say. I mean, G2, Kingwin did have a run at Cluj-Napoca, but that was a very different lineup. And this team's been building. Kerrigan's got his puzzle basically pieced together. Excellent string of results. Failure at this event of all, after how well things have gone early on, is unacceptable. Going down 0-2 is also unacceptable. As you say, chance to go for 9 for mousesports. Alu, AWP can't quite see through the smoke from just the Molotovs. Switches the guns at the wrong time, but a small angle for Lowell still makes it work, followed by Rain. Good trade back, better hold from Oscar. Just before the smoke was deployed as well, so they've got post-plant covered with a man advantage. It's in default. There's no Molotovs, and a good kill from Nico on Dennis means they can get closer. They do, however, have the high ground. Kerrigan's on 20. He's gone to the AK. He'll get on it immediately. Quick tap, rather, to try and pull them out and see where they are. Smart that he taps it as well, because Nade would have killed him. He stays on 8. Nico holds the first shot, still looking at the high ground. Nico steps up, better late than never, and they'll go 8-7, so at least pulling something back in the half.
Yeah, wasn't the best half from FaZe Clan there, but towards the end, much better. In the last 5, they got 4 of them, so not always lost. Great half from mousesports generally, after losing the pistol as well, having a string of 6 rounds, I think actually 7 rounds in a row in the mid stages there, so that was very, very good from them. Controlling the money of FaZe every round they won, they would shut it down, and FaZe looked out of their depth of points as well, especially the likes of Alu. He seemed almost non-existent in the stage as well. Kiyoshima as well, it's a bit more forgiving for him. He's playing anchor, B bomb site, lots of rotations towards outside, but Alu, he gets, what, like 9 frags? Sure, that sounds okay, but for him, on an AWP map, you feel like he should be posting big numbers there. Haven't seen too much from him yet, but still, win the pistol right back into this one. FaZe on the T side now. 3 sets of armor, 2 smokes and a Molotov. That suggests they will go inside indeed. Smoke towards that lower ramp, maybe towards upper as well. Molotov the connector. And we'll see where that comes in. Actually opting for Pop Dog here. A fast outside split as well, it seems as well. We'll get into it.
Rain taking that low, good shot. Glock at range. It's a response though. He found the first pick ahead of time. Chris J falling and the bomb going down. It's advantage to FaZe. Tapping away as well. Rops, he hits him to 14, but the last shot is the last laugh, and Rops gets it. USB from range finds the headshot. Bomb continues to tick away. The kit's in the hands of Dennis. And everyone, look at the amount of red right now on the CT side. Gets hit around the same time and same damage, but still they're holding on. Rops swings to find Alu. Nico's got to get aggressive, but he's not aggressive enough. Already Dennis has got the defuse. As mentioned, he had the kit, so Nico gets the kills. That's all good and well. They get a bomb plant down. He'll have money. The question is, do they force now or wait one more?
They could force now. With him getting those 3 frags at the end, he can drop an AK-47 for his teammates. they could buy up armor. Same story for Rain as well. Can drop an AK. They have Tech 9s, 2 AKs, armor. It's certainly an option, but that is a high-risk play. The other option, of course, is to force up AKs in the third round. That's more conventional, and it looks like that's the option to go for. No exciting gambles at this point.
You almost wonder, with the 4 timeouts, is it worth it to call a timeout then to make the team think you're going to force buy and then just rush with the pistols?
Yeah.
Because then they would be sitting back and you'd easily get another bomb plant.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all. Tactical timeouts in more ways than one.
Yeah, I mean, Kerrigan's kind of known, well, he's known for some BM timeouts too, but for being quite clever with timeout usage.
Yeah, it's always a risk. And it's one that probably could have paid off here, but not meant to be. Robs should find a few frags here. There's 3. That's quite nice.
4 in total, and the ace.
Yeah. Won't get too excited considering that he's got Glocks, but still very...
I will.
You will.
I like yelling.
You're allowed to.
Thank you.
But I won't. But
Thanks,
it was
Dad.
still a very nice, good display of aim and managing to deny the bomb as well. I don't think he doesn't look too excited with it. Even flipping as the bird right now. So, why not?
Unintentionally.
Yeah. But,
this one was, the 4th one was worth actually getting a little excited about.
Yeah. Denying the bomb, that's the big deal there. So that's good news. Normally, when you've got that solo player, that bomb will go down, but I see him doing a very good job there. We're going to another 18. Orbs coming out for Oscar. They know the AK is coming out in the third, and they might be boosting on the server here. They will indeed. Dennis trying to look how we can get that first pick. Nothing as of yet. This is a full default from FaZe. Decent buy, to be fair. 5 AKs across the board. Smokes. A couple of Molotovs to work with as well. Some flashbangs there. Pretty fine. That's what Dennis was up, so it's a good job he fell back at the time he did. And the counter smoke on the CT side is to buy the CT side some time.
Just to give you an idea of team game versus individualism. For mousesports, pretty much everyone is equal. 16 the highest amount of kills for Rops, 10 the lowest for Chris J. On FaZe Clan, it's Nico and Rain. 17 for Rain, 16 for Nico, and 5 for Kiyoshima at the bottom. So it's very uneven, which I think speaks to the scoreline and the fact that Nico, especially in the last round of the first half, stepped up in multiple occasions. Oscar can't quite hit the shot toward A main. Flash in, just a little peek off it. He's instead going to be patient because he doesn't know if they've entered already to go toward E-box, and he knows they have to cross. Doesn't quite have the angle to get the jump on the shot, but he could swing out behind them. He's pushing down the lane. Rain's ready for it. Flashed off. Lowell doesn't know, and when he goes, the vision's back, and the kill is made. The early buy is going to work. First gun, it's Rops versus 5.
Yeah, absolutely. Works. And then some. 5 players surviving. FaZe Clan, a pretty textbook round there. A few smokes deployed. Attacking the main choke points at the map. Main entrance, Pop Dog, Ivy as well, hitting the headshots. Alec with 2 frags, starting to come to life perhaps here. Rain and Carrigan, and it's just going to be Rops remaining, but he's got the old vending machines down, with the music coming in.
I know, I always forget there's music there, and I looked at my phone like, did I leave an alarm on?
No.
Like, is that me? Did I do that? I think the most memorable music, even though it's not a commonly played map.
Inferno?
What? Yeah, okay, maybe. I was going to say Italy.
Yeah.
Because it's everywhere. That guy singing opera.
Like when we've seen those Thorin Chronicles bits, for some reason I just keep expecting to hear the Inferno music in the background. Like that would make sense to me. Like we're looking at that video. I think that's the music that stands out for me most.
Well, that's where he's sitting, is actually in the vault.
Yeah, exactly. So I was expecting to hear it playing in the background. That would have been perfect. But no, not yet. We're going to, I guess I was removed for this version of Inferno, wasn't I? I don't seem to remember it when I've played it. Or heard it.
Good point, actually. I don't know if it's in this version or not. It's not something I like,
No, I'm always
search for
it was like the
actively
Spanish
look
guitar
for.
that was at the T-spawn. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be there anymore. Anyway.
The bells aren't there either.
That's true. What a tragedy.
Yeah. There's an homage.
Yeah, the little chalk drawing. Well, for now, mousesports saving the M4 down to an eco. Had some tight rounds, and FaZe should be able to get back into this now. Alu starting to hit some decent orb shots now. Takes down Oscar. Any other pistols? Rops towards inner. Trying to answer back with his M4A4, but nothing to find just yet. It's going to be up to Nico at the one tap. That's quite lovely. I'll take that. But Dennis was going to strike back, but Carrigan's got his teammate covered.
Thankfully.
Using the buddy system, we call that.
It's true. Never go home alone at night. Lowell does get one back to grab an AK-47. M4 for Rops. Potential for save written on it. Minute. Or I guess if you want to be technical. Bomb time to do so. Won't quite be a full minute. But that's the intended goal at this point in time. Lowell's got to be a little bit careful. player at A main. He could be pushed, but we get to listen to the song again, Henry. That almost sounds like something we'd get in a restaurant, a traditional Polish restaurant here.
Yeah, I agree. Well, mousesports do manage to recover an AK-47. That's in the hands of Lau for now. Same story for Robs as well, but he didn't find that weapon. He saved it from the previous. It will be FaZe closing the gap here. 10-9 over the overall score mark. Second save loss bonus with the saved weaponry as well, which is a decent buy from mousesports. I don't think they can afford an AWP. Oh, they can just about. Chris J could either use one or drop it. Of course, was the primary AWP for so long on this team, but Oscar coming in, being the superstar he is, has taken over that main AWPing role. Chris J does purchase it. And he goes with armor as well, so does he give it to Oscar? I'm not sure just yet. Certainly capable of delivering a performance on this map. That's a nice shot from Alu. Like we said, had a few misses on this map. It's starting to wake up now. Nice little flick down. Chris J will be keeping the AWP, so we'll see where he can go with this one. Had a decent spawn as well. Doesn't commit towards Ivy. Just at the bomb train. Nothing too flashy. Looking towards main entrance, it seems.
All aggressive toward the E-box. Flashes over high from Rain. He's actually blinded himself with the way that bounced. Didn't really go to plan. Dennis will take down Rain. Kerrigan's going to follow up. Dennis has the same position, so he's got to be careful, Kerrigan. Oh, timing is everything. It nearly catches Dennis out this time. Kerrigan can't land the shots. Dennis is going to get closer as well with the smoke. He knows what Kerrigan's up to. He knows where he's playing. Death from above. 1979, if you want to be accurate on that one.
I knew you were going to say that.
Canadian band, I have to say it.
Yeah. Oh, 5-on-3 now. Nico, he has to be the danger man to step up here, but as Ali to strike first, Nico does go down. That's going to be the round concluded. Only one player surviving. Kiyashima, quiet game so far. Bomb down, 42nd, the position given away. Lau delivers the final headshot there, and after losing a couple in a row, having to eco, mousesports are fighting back there. Doing a very good job picking up the secondary AWP as well for Oscar, of course, and just finding the frags. I have to say, Dennis has been impressing me. Like, he's a player that's had his criticism in the past, but this game has been pretty solid. Everyone's stepping up on mousesports here and delivering impressive performance. Pretty much everyone's in double figures. Chris J at the bottom on 11 and 14. Next to him will be Dennis on 14 and 15. Everyone else on 15 frags. So everyone chiming in at 1 point. Number 21. Double AWP setup here. Chris J and Oscar trying to open things up. Still money available for FaZe. Probably be their last buy. Maybe one more on the back, sitting the bomb possibility in Alo. Now he is hitting shots. Takes an Oscar at the upper ramp. 5 and 4. Do they fully commit? I think the answer is yes. All 5 players this side of the map. They want to get in there and get stuck in.
Ops certainly has stuck into that site. He's done very well. We got the ace there against Pistols. This time gets 2.5. Dennis getting the follow-up, but Alu's got him in return, and Kerrigan's ready for the flank. Dink, however. So although it's a 2 versus 1, there's a chance for Chris J. Problem is he's on the AWP. I say it's a problem. Yet to be determined. Smoke off, no plant on B. He's read the fact that they've cowered away and gone back over to A, and his timing is perfect as well. If he can get in and get scoped in time, he could easily find the kills. Down goes Kerrigan. He was carrying the bomb. 1 versus 1, 59 seconds, and Lowell has to make a decision on, or excuse me, Alu has to make a decision on whether he plants or hunts AWP versus AWP, and Alu lines it up. Foot shows. FaZe pick it up. We've certainly got a match.
Yeah, we do indeed. That was such a tense round as well. Rob seems to be the king of that inside area. T-side and CT doing a great job there. 2 spray down, and you thought, okay, he's done enough, but Baseland do answer back, and it just comes down to the 2 versus 1. Chris J, great awareness, like you said. Here's the initial frag. Oscar taken down by Alu, who saves it in the end as well. Gets the first and last frag of round number 21. Scoreline now 11-10. Money pretty dire for mousesports once again. 5-7 for Lau. Dennis on the UMP. There is an AWP for Oscar. Same story for Chris J as well. So everything they've got towards the sniper rifles. No kits. Little to no utility. 1 smoke and an incendiary. That's it. This is a huge round. FaZe Clan want to equal things up and put mousesports on the league. They can pick this one up.
Flash in. Will push Alu back. They're going to pursue. He can't hit, and no one on his heels to trade immediately. Nico can't save his friend.
It seemed like he was in a position to do so. I guess he was hoping he would overextend and try and pick up the weepon, but he actually just gets away after picking up the free frag on Alu there. 5 on 4, that's just what they needed, especially the pistol. It's going to be sacrificial in that sense. Not a huge deal if it goes down. He finds the frag, that's amazing. And Oscar could find the second there. Amazing. Takes down Kiyoshima as well by himself. 5 on 3. Nightmare situation now for FaZe.
Rain. Back around toward Pop Dog. Molotov down to clear. Thinks better of it and decides to take a brawl straight up. No one down there. Little does he know. But he'll have heard the drop outside. Lowell from E-Box as Rain approaches closer and closer. Wide angle. Chris J hits Nico. Follow up from Rain. Now the peek from Lowell. He can't quite get the shot. He's shoulder baiting it back and forth though, and they bait Rain into a pretty well established crossfire. Mouse pick up a 2-point lead, or rather regain a 2-point lead.
Very good work from the CTs there. Up against it, went for the double AWPs that have forced around that with SMGs, pistols as well. Key frag towards main entrance, finding Alu, who's been a thorn in their side in the second half. He's looked much better, I have to say. Opening picks are plenty, and once he was taken down, it funneled everyone towards inside. And you know what? That's what Oscar's waiting with that secondary AWP. Hits the shop, and a 5 on 3 comes in. Funnels him once again towards outer. And at that point, nothing really they could do. FaZe are out of it. There has to be a full eco here. Looking very likely to be 13-10 in favour of mousesports. Plenty of money to work with here as well. They win this round, so this is looking very good for them. FaZe land 0-2 in the major. Sure, talk about all the success you won at the previous events, but this is the one everyone cares about. This is what everyone aspires to win. This tournament would be such a tricky situation to get out of so early on.
Alu's grouped and ready. Kerrigan the only one that's not looking toward A main. He's heading down toward Ivy at this point. Decent shot, Chris, but no land. Certainly sends loud warning to Kerrigan that I probably with the pistol shouldn't go toward Ivy. Wouldn't be surprised if Oscar just fires in and wall bangs them at this point. They've been so long. Instead, it's going to be the can of flames. That'll slow them down further.
Yep.
And all roads at this point lead to A. Good setup as well. Dennis on top of the train should be able to cut them off, and Lowell can pop out and do exactly that. Only manages 2, but Dennis follows up. As does Oscar. No chance to get a bomb plant from FaZe.
No chance at all. There it is, 13-10. You do have money to buy for FaZe Clan here. That was a full eco, as you can see. Their attempts to go outside thwarted there by the Flamed, and 30 seconds remaining. It's grouping up. Given the easy spray down, as we did say as well, mousesports with reasonable cash. Not amazing amounts. FaZe Clan win this round. They're right back into this game, but you can see Kerrigan. He's got the Tech 9. Ali down to the Galil as well. I assume Kerrigan dropped an AK-47, considering he spent $4,700. Wants to give a star, a weapon, potentially Rain or Nico, make sure they're fully equipped. He's happy to take the Tech 9. Normally a player that's faking towards Ivy to show him presence. It's not the fastest round, but Kiyoshima going for the inside presence at the very start. He's got teammates with him as well. Actually coming in towards the lower ramp. This could be the inside execution here. More smoke towards connector, lower ramp, upper as well. Try and focus on the player Rops, who has been very good in this area, I have to say. We'll see now with the AK-47, can he do even more damage?
He's playing a little more of a passive angle this time. He's not quite up hugging the inside of the plant position, or default plant position at that. Flames down. He'll be pushed out by an equal Molotov thrown his direction, but he gets up on top of the train. He's done damage to those entering, but he's overlooked the position because they marched through the flames. And a dance to the gods of fire will allow the kill, but Lowell gets one back bomb, goes down. FaZe will be desperate to hold it. 4 versus 4 in the retake. Dennis starts to work above the tanker, looks down the lane, but Lowell finds Kerrigan instead. That opens up a position for him to jump across, but he jumps into Rain, who's still watching from the hedge, found by Chris. They know where Alu is as well. That's one of 2 found. He's on top of the train. He's on top of it though, which means the Molotov won't hit it, which means he can re-peek. And in re-peeking, he'll find 2.
Oh. Took the right target to start there. Didn't go for the AWPer, and the CT player, Chris J, pulls his pistol out. Can't deny the spray at the Galil there. 13-11. That's quite huge for FaZe. It could have been game over if they lose that round. Certainly wasn't the cleanest of rounds, but taking down Rops to push down, everything was correct in that sense. A little bit dicey towards the end there in the 2-on-2 situation, but they pull through. did say the money for mousesports wasn't in an amazing position, but they will force into this. I've seen the AWPs come out. Famas as well. Let's see what the final verdict is. We still have the $5,700 on Oscar as well. He has not even purchased into this round. So presumably they've taken a pause here. mousesports to work out what the players. Actually, FaZe has called this one. They're third out of the four available. Number 25, you're just joining us. This is the 0-1 game. Important for these two teams as well. Both legendary sides and looking to do what they can here. FaZe Clan especially, going down 0-2 in here, that would be a huge deal considering the form we saw in the group stages at Cologne, right? That was when they had to go through the very last round, and it was touch and go considering the way they were playing at that tournament. I
said the word slump. That's probably a stronger word than required, but definitely a drop in form.
Yeah, I think it was the correct word. Either way, Rain, he gets the first frag there. This is the force buy from mousesports, 5-on-4. As we enter number 25 here. No kits available for mousesports, just a note as well, and limited. It's up to Chris J now, the AWP, to try and get them back in this round.
So Kerrigan had jumped across to give Ali the angle from the dumpster. Dennis is watching Ivy, but he's inside of the smoke. 3 players from FaZe want the position. Keo goes aim in there for, and Rain already down the ladder at Pop Dog is going to try and work in. Make the split a possibility. All the utility being deployed at Ivy, Chris isn't exactly sure where to look. He thinks he may have to give support to Dennis, but he's the main gun at the front of the site. He needs to keep his intentions clear. The only thing clear was a bullet to the brain as Rain walks out from Pop Dog. Oscar stuck in hell. Strikes back, though. He takes down Kerrigan at close range. Dennis does the same on 2. It's Kiyoshima. A kill that evens things up, but in the flurry of the exchange, makes up for the deficit by which was overcome on the mousesports side.
Yeah, bomb down as well, 30 seconds remaining. Dennis with the AWP. He's actually in a decent position. He can look at the bomb. Robs, though, needed to buy himself more time there. Dennis had that one set up for him. Made them work for the bomb, then Rob shows his hand. I feel like that's a bit of a mistake, but that smoke could be a lifeline. Dennis can still win this round.
That's a huge blunder, but Rain reads it. Swings out, hits the shot, 13-12. Money on the other side of things now is broken. So mousesports had an advantage at 13-11, or rather 13-10, excuse me. And FaZe have returned serve, broken them down, and have a chance to tie the game late. Better late than never, but it's still not comfortable for FaZe.
Absolutely. I feel like Rob's
full save I think has to be in order because they're at 2K, but they want to buy in the next.
Definitely. Yeah, you wouldn't force this. You've got 2-round loss bonus, and it's not match point, don't have to force. We'll see what they can do, though. 1 PT50 purchase. And they will be stacking towards outer, 1 on the inside bomb site. FaZe Clan very slow in their approach here. Nico and Carrigan working towards Ivy in the first pick. Tie things up at